Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Devil May Cry 3 on Dante Must Die difficulty. This is Mission 13, Chaos's Warm Welcome. This one here is the only mandatory fight in this chapter, and we're dealing with a bishop now who can heal himself and others with that green wind that he does. So when you start the level, you want to kill everybody that you can instantly with the full devil trigger transformation, and then we'll have one more wave after this. So you might as well keep this weapon equipped because it is helpful to for dealing with the boss of this chapter, which is Virgil number 2 of 3. And it took me a long time to beat this guy, a long time of coming back and forth, and I used many items, but it was fewer than I did on some of the takes where I almost beat him. So it was a pretty good fight. What you need to exploit on him is when he does his killer bee attack. He does it when he's normal and when he's devil triggered. This was I can't stand the fights in this game. I really cannot. But this fight is fair. It's borderline unfair when he starts healing himself. I'm not looking forward to the final boss, but it's not one of those bosses that, you know, like Vanquish, because you don't have any upgrades or items on that game. And in this game, I'm just going to stock up on items because I'm not going to be dealing with this bullshit. And by the time I get to the final mission, I will want nothing more than to just finish this game and never play it again. Because I realize that it's a really good game, but I'm sick. I'm sick of it. Sick of the bullshit. I'm sorry about that, but that's just the way I fucking feel. Where was I going with that? Yeah, here's my dilemma. I actually didn't use too many healing items, and I'm sorry for swearing right there. I don't know what comes over me sometimes, and I also apologize in the previous video if I was talking out of my ass or anything. I was just really tired, and I was just mad at what I saw on the El Prestador's page on his Twitter feed, and it was just out of boredom that I was looking at it that one day, and then I saw what he was doing on there, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm just not going to go on to I'm not going to follow someone who wishes people cancer. It doesn't matter. Anyway, what I was saying was I didn't use hardly any healing items, maybe like 3 healing items, which is good for me because I was using like double that on some of the takes. But to finish this guy off, I'm just going to use holy waters, like 3 of them. It doesn't do too much damage, but it's just enough to finish him off because the problem with this boss is that he heals himself, and any boss that heals themselves is a boss that I don't like. And so my dilemma is also that when he has the swords around him, it's very safe to then use the Quicksilver to slow the blades so that you can shoot them with the Kalina Ann. But if you're ever in a predicament where you don't have any devil trigger, even if you know, maybe you used all your items and then you just couldn't taunt in time because you decided to go into that phase, you're in trouble because he's going to be very fierce with those sword attacks, and you know, I think it's designed for you to use the devil trigger. However, if you're caught without it, you're in a bad place. So I would recommend having at least 5 of those on hand for the fight. I'm also not sure what I might cover next. You know, I could do Ninja Gaiden 2 again. I'd like to. I think I did Ninja Gaiden 2. When did I do it? The last one. Was it in January? I think it was in January. But that game is just so much better than this game. And I say that without even thinking twice about it. So much better than this game. I even like Dante's Inferno better than this game. Much better. But I still enjoy playing this game. It just is. There's just no end to the frustration. And I was this close to deleting every one of my fucking videos in the playlist today because I couldn't beat this boss. So my restraint should be celebrated. because it's not easy. This guy, well, it's not easy. However, it's not as hard as the previous fight. So what you need to do when he's like this, equip your guns so that you can get some more hang time. Like right here, see that? You make sure, like, you don't want to land when he's landing with his killer bee. So if you need that extra second to shoot the guns and then do the helm splitter and then do your combos here, surprisingly he lets you do quite a lot as far as stunning him. But the irony of this fight is that, well, it's not, I don't know if it's an irony, but it's just one of those things where if you're using the Devil Trigger transformation, you're sacrificing the Devil Trigger, and then you won't be able to use the Quicksilver. So whenever he says don't be cocky, then you have to use the Quicksilver. And sometimes he likes to teleport right behind you, but basically once the swords are gone, then it's okay. He'll still be in demon form, and at this point he's recovering health. And honestly, I don't know how to take him out of the Devil Trigger form. I don't think you can. However, you can slow down time and hit him, and that might take him out. I've done that successfully. Sometimes I simply play a waiting game because I don't want to hit the guy, because his attacks are just as dangerous as this guy and then some. But I thought this was a decent fight, and I'm proud of this fight, even though I had to use items. You just can't get him in that same kind of loop when he's in the devil form. So what I do is I just do one helm splitter when he comes down with the killer bee, and then I just jump away. And all I'm doing is that 3-hit combo 3 times, and then you can do a final slash. So you could do three of the 3 combo, and then 1. So that would be like a 10-hit combo. Other than that, it's he'll get some new moves, namely the summon swords from a distance. He'll do those. He'll do that slash that he did in the previous fight, but he doesn't get it until he's about halfway dead. So see how I'm working with this guy? I wish you could Devil Trigger cancel out of like a combo that you can't get out of. That's what I really admired about the 4th one. Any undesirable status effect, or when I say status effect, I can't remember what they do in that game, but I know, like a grab. That's not a status effect, but you know, you could Devil Trigger out of a grab, which is excellent. I just wish you could DT cancel in this game the way you could in the 4th one. This is his new move. It's not hard to evade. Here he goes again. He constantly does it. So if you don't have the resources here, this fight is going to be excruciating, possibly undoable. Although I have seen people do it without using items. I just hate the fact that those combos, you get caught in a combo and you can't get out of it, and you just say, and then your health is 3/4 of the way gone, and then you've got to use a healing item. But that's basically all I'm doing here. I'm trying to wait for him to do the killer bee and just hope that he doesn't do this, but he always does it. So when I get him down to enough health, I'm just going to very quickly use 3 holy waters, and that leaves me with exactly 0 left in my inventory, so I'm going to have to farm essence. Okay, so he does phase out of the Devil Trigger. It's just I don't know how. I don't think that's meant to get him out of the Devil. I mean, there's nothing you can do to him to get him out of it. That I tried this guy a few hours on and off. I keep had to restarting the level. So here he goes again. Whoever made these fights, I don't really know what to say about this because they're so ridiculous. I mean, like, I enjoy every other aspect of this game except certain of these bosses. Like, I am not having fun right now on, like, when I'm doing this, but then when I go to the next level to start to do the campaign, even though I'm facing the fallen angel enemies, and they're a shitty enemy, of course, I'm still enjoying the game more than this. And this was probably about 3 hours worth of trial and error off and on, probably 3 1-hour long sessions. So the theory is to get once the swords are gone, even if you don't destroy all of them, and maybe you're left with 2 or 3, it's okay, because then it's easier to dodge. But I mean, he's got that really easy combo to detect. I mean, when he's doing the Killer Bee, it's very easy, and then when he sheathes his sword, that's also a time that you can hit him and do massive damage. And then once I get him stunned one more time, I'm just going to drop those holy waters like I mentioned. It's going to go very fast because I edited out the menu so that this fight could be as cohesive as it was to begin with. So that will mark the conclusion of this video. Just stay away from the Devil Trigger form, and God help you. And I know the third Virgil fight is even more bullshit than this one. Like, the bullshit keeps multiplying every time there's a fight like this, in my opinion. I mean, that attack is so ruthless.
Don't get so cocky. Still.
So basically, I've told you all the tips that I need to tell you. Sometimes I don't what's it called, fire cancel. I think this is where I get him down, but not an easy fight. Somewhat fair. I mean, it's mostly fair. He telegraphs that move very widely. I mean, you could see it coming, but I don't know. You guys tell me. Is this fun? It's not fun for me. It's I mean, there's always going to be a part of a game that you hate, but the parts that I hate of this game, there's so many of them. There's so many issues I have. Even though it does checkpoint nicely, I do appreciate that. But with all of the Devil May Cry games, okay, so we're going to finish them off here, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video.